Hey everyone, today I'm here with Dean and he's going to show us how to make a spooky Halloween terrarium because he loves terrariums and I've always wanted to make one that didn't die because the ones that I did make died. Yeah, yours are still alive. Mine are the dead ones that are at the house.
Yeah, I guess. But yours were difficult. Yours were really small, the ones you made before.
We made really tiny ones before, so we have this bottle and some different things that Dean is going to tell you about because I don't even know what these are.
So you don't need very many ingredients. You basically need a container. It can be any size. You can have really small containers or you can have even larger ones, and some museums have like gigantic containers, and you can use a sealed container or an open container. Today we're going to use a sealed container, which is kind of special, so I'll go over the ingredients that we have here. You're going to need some gravel. It can be any size. You can use finer or larger gravel than this. You're going to need some moss, and then you're going to need...
Isn't this a special kind of moss? It
is a special kind of moss. Do you want to show the packaging?
It's this one.
Yeah, and you want to try to get sustainably harvested moss because some of the moss is harvested from areas where they just take it. It takes a long time for this moss to grow, so if a company comes in and just takes all of it, then the moss stops growing and it kind of affects the ecosystem. So that's something to look out for when you get that. The other things you're going to need is some potting soil. And if you're using a sealed container like we are, you want to get organic potting soil that has no fertilizer. And it's very important not to have fertilizer because you don't want your plants to grow inside the container because they'll fill up very quickly. When you're using a sealed container, it basically puts all the plants into like a stasis mode. And they're just going to use the air they have in here and the water they have in here to kind of keep cycling over and over. They're never going to grow and they're not going to bloom. So you want to pick a plant that doesn't have blooms on it. Like these are never going to bloom or have flowers, and if they do have flowers, you want to make sure you put them in when they don't have flowers on, because if the flowers die inside, it's going to cause problems. The other thing you're going to need is some activated charcoal here. You can get this for like an aquarium store or pet store. Then water, and if you can, try to use distilled water or reverse osmosis water. You want to use pure water because if you use regular tap water, you're going to have chemicals that can make the plants grow a little bit easier. So you want to try to avoid that also. And then some decorations.
We got ours at the dollar store.
Yeah.
Just anything that'll fit in if you want to decorate it, or you can leave plants.
Yeah, or you don't need decorations if you don't want them.
We're gonna do ours Halloween.
Yep. And then you need scissors to help cut the plants, and then you need some rubber bands to seal the container once you're done. And that's pretty much the only ingredients you need. It's pretty simple. So you want to get started?
Yeah.
Okay, you got to put about 1 inch or 2 inches of gravel in the bottom.
Be careful.
Yeah, be careful. Don't drop it in. It helps kind of to put it on the side and kind of let it.
See this?
Yeah. And if you're using a container with a smaller opening, you put it more on its side and kind of lay the gravel into it, and then tip it up. Yeah. And this layer just kind of stores the water at the bottom of the container so that it doesn't get too moist for the plants. And then you want to put a layer of charcoal. You don't need a lot, just enough to cover the top of the rocks.
So, just pour it in?
Yeah, go ahead and pour it in. It's soft, it won't break the container.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to try to get it all the way around. You can't really have too much of this. This helps filter the water as it's going through so you don't get a lot of bacteria or too much ammonia built up. That's probably good. You can probably spread it out with your hands now. Just kind of make a nice even layer.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're going to need a layer of moss. And the moss again helps filter but also absorb a little bit of water at the bottom so you don't get like too much interaction between your dirt and your charcoal. Press it down more. Press it. Pack it. Yeah. You'll be able to press this down more once you get some dirt on it.
Does it need more layer?
No, that's good.
Okay.
Good amount.
I made a mess.
Now you're going to have a layer of dirt.
Does that look right?
Yep. And you want to try to do... The amount of dirt you need really depends on what kind of plants you have. You want to try to do like 1 inch to 2 inches, like minimum. Some plants require more. So it's better to get tall containers, and that's why it's kind of hard to do small containers like this that are sealed. Yeah, that's good. And then, so we'll wait there, and then we'll put some plants in, and we'll add more dirt around the plants.
Okay.
So that's a good layer for the plants to start off with. But see already, that's like half our container, so we don't have a lot of space left.
It's really pretty though to see the layers.
Yeah, it'll look nice once it's kind of wetted down. You can add some, we can add a little bit of water right now to kind of.
I don't know how much to put in.
I'll put it in.
Oh.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
You can see the layer of water down on the bottom of the rocks.
Yeah, so the whole layer on the bottom shouldn't be full. You just want about half full.
It's less than half right now, but
yeah, but we're gonna add more water. We want to put our plants in first.
Okay.
So you can also plan this out ahead of time, but we're kind of just gonna wing what plants we want to put in there.
Oh, and where we're gonna put these.
Yeah, so you're only gonna use like a tiny bit of each one of these plants. Like this whole plant, you could put one by itself. This would look really nice by itself. But since we want to do kind of a variety, you're gonna put maybe like 1/8 of this plant, and then maybe just a couple little sprouts from this one, and then maybe like one or two little sticks of this.
Oh, like this?
Yeah. Kind of squeeze it around, and then just go ahead and pull it out.
Okay.
And you want to squeeze the roots and try to get some of their soil off.
So what do I do with these?
Just put them down where you want them, and then you're gonna need to take some soil and pack it down around their roots, but you don't want to pack it too tight. So it might be a little bit too tall, right?
Yeah. So like right here is where it needs to cut.
Go ahead and cut them where you need them to. And you can look for some shorter ones in here if there's any.
Most of them were taller.
Yeah. And it's kind of good to position kind of everything, and then we're going to add another soil layer. So you can add a little bit to hold it down.
Well, I think it's staying in place right now. Your hand's so big.
I know. Okay. It's okay, we'll clean up at the end. They're going to get messy, and then we'll clean them up.
Mm-hmm. Is that the root? Where's the root?
That's okay.
Well, this one smells good. Oh!
Whoa!
The whole thing.
The whole thing came out?
Yeah. I don't want to put too many of the high ones around the circle because they'll block the light for the other plants. Yeah.
Oh, another thing is that you don't want to keep this in direct sunlight because it is a greenhouse. They will overheat very quickly. So these are all indoor plants that we've chosen so far, and they can go kind of anywhere in a room that has a window. The one we've had for a couple of years kind of sits in the middle of our house, and there's windows around the kitchen, but it is a good
really
like 10 feet, maybe 12 feet away from any window, and definitely away from any direct sunlight.
That looks good.
But they don't need a lot of sunlight because they don't need to grow. So they only really need sunlight when they're growing plants.
Ah, my hand. I should probably put some on this side of it too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of messy. You gotta clean up your plants when they're...
I want them to kind of look messy though, because this looks like a graveyard.
Well, they will because it's hard to get them clean.
How much should I put in?
You probably won't put the rest of that.
The whole thing?
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on the bottom. You're gonna mix it around so it gets on all the edges where you have your plants. Let's get a cloth.
Towels? Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you can dry the edges of your container.
Like here?
Inside and out. So the dirt doesn't stick to it so much.
It doesn't get like humid bubbles?
If it does start getting humid bubbles, it can mean that you have too much water in there. It will kind of fluctuate with the temperature of your house a little bit. So if it is warmer, you will get like humidity around the top. But if the whole thing is like covered in humidity, it means you have too much water inside your terrarium.
So what do you have to do?
Open it up, let it dry out a little bit, and then close it back up.
And now this is what it looks like. So are we gonna try to add these now?
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, let's seal it up now.
Okay, I have the lid.
Okay, so you want to get your lid. It has to be or a rubber stopper or something. Since we're using the glass stopper that came with this, it doesn't make a perfect seal. So I like to put some rubber bands around here just to help seal it off a little bit better. You don't want it to leak. You want it to be completely sealed. I don't know if these are going to be good enough for this one, but
we can go back and get another one.
No, you know what? That seems like it's going to seal pretty good. Happy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you guys want to go out and try making terrariums, please tag me on Instagram or Facebook or whatever and show me your terrariums that you made too. I really like them. I think I'm going to try making a few different ones. So thumbs it up if you like this video. We will see you tomorrow for another 31 days of Halloween. Bye.
Bye. See you later.